Hey everyone! Today it is the Stanley Parable. Now we'll see what this game is all about. Begin. End is never the end is never the end. Oh my god! Come on, load faster. See what this game is all about. Click to skip.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Stanley!
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Right on.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons.
Oh, I push buttons on a keyboard at my work too.
His desk, telling him what buttons to push.
I even use a
long to
mouse.
push them, and in what order.
What?
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Wow.
And although
I wonder if he gets paid really well for that.
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
I think he was.
And Stanley was happy.
Yay, Stanley! The end.
And then one day, something
maybe
very
not.
peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Oh, Danny
Something he would
played
never
him.
quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions,
What
call a
happened?
meeting, or even say hi.
Oh, I know.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
Yeah.
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
And you realize it's Saturday. Stanley! I'm Stanley! What do I do? Okay, leaving. Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it
Stanley
mean,
decided
says
to go
Stanley.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Someone,
No matter
computer's
how
on.
hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yeah, I know. Papers? Not even a tracing of my coworkers. I pushed the button. Oh, I can't jump. Meeting room, where are you? Meeting room, where are you? Meeting. Oh. This way? Wow, Stanley, you move
Stanley
fast.
came to a set of two open doors.
The door.
He entered the door on his left.
Aw. Left. I did it. Oh. Am I closing? What's in there? Are the zombies gonna come out? Whiteboard!
Yet there was not
What
a
am I gonna
single
do?
person here either.
Oh my goodness.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
consulting whiteboard
Stanley
manager.
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might
Whoa.
find an answer there.
Ooh, learning is fun. Let it ball up inside you. Don't show emotions. Whoa, broom closet. Hi. What's in here?
Stanley
Anything?
stepped into the
Ooh.
broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase,
Oh.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, well, what happens when I don't listen? Going downstairs. Going downstairs. Uh-oh.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that.
Oh,
And
okay.
in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
I'm trapped.
For example, why couldn't he see his feet? Why did doors close automatically behind him?
Am I in
wherever
trouble
he
now
went?
because I didn't?
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeated?
Hello.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue.
What's that?
He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
Yay!
This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer,
What's
an
going on?
explanation.
Where
His
am I?
co-workers weren't actually gone.
What?
He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. To go back to my
What's going
boring
on?
real-life
I'm
job
so
pushing
lost.
buttons.
There's
I may as well
nothing
enjoy
here.
this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began
Fly.
to gently float above the ground.
Oh, there we go.
Then he imagined himself soaring through
Whee!
space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun,
Awesome!
and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How
Woo!
was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all
Where are
entered
you?
Stanley's head.
What's going
One
on?
he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
What is it?
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley.
Do I have to redo it?
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
This is
he
nuts.
thought. And while he thought
Let me
it
do
all very
something.
odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
I'm so
Was Stanley
trapped.
simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Stanley's
Now,
lost.
hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
I know.
After all,
There
he knew
used
for certain,
to be
beyond a doubt,
stairs.
that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too, surely.
Oh, this
surely,
is-
if he could just...
Do
He
something!
would prove it. He would prove that he was in control. That
Yes.
this was a dream.
Control it, Stanley.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
I
The cool weight
will
of the blanket on
wake
his
up
skin, the press of the
on the
mattress on his back,
mattress.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
This is what
I'm
happens when
through
you
with
don't
this
follow
dream. I
instructions.
wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife
You have a
and
wife?
my job.
Dude,
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Stanley,
My
run!
life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Cue zombie! Ah! Sucker! No!
Stanley began screaming.
Ah!
Someone wake me
Help
up!
me!
Stanley!
I'm trapped! I can't do anything! Oh my god! No! Everything is crazy! Ah!
And everything went black.
Whoa! Alright.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Whoa! What happened to Stanley?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed,
What?
gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Stanley!
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by
Oh,
the
no.
body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
Considered him as what?
He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in
Oh,
that moment,
boy.
she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
Well, that
It
was
comforting
interesting.
to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
Oh, you better get
the
going.
very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
Only a
And then
moment.
she turned and ran.
Run! Alright. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed so far. Guess I'm going to be restarting it. Anyway, if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe to my channels, and I will catch you guys again later. Bye.